Sorry for the delay. For some reason, one of the streams didn't want to start. I think we got that taken care of now. Okay. How are we doing today? A little more things I got to do really quick because I want to see it. Things are operating. Goodies here. One other little housekeeping thing to do really quick, and we'll get this thing rolling. Oh, right there. Okay. Okay. Thank you for joining me. And I completely messed up because I forgot one very important item. Desk stream. Hold on a second. Right back. Yeah. All right. Well, that was great. Yes, I do need this item to be able to present it. So I had to go grab it. I had it in the other room at the moment. Oh, great. All right. So, as the title said, we are taking this device here. Let's get it in our picture here. Stuff out of the way. All right. So this here is, wait to glare on it, a Mikrotik Chateau 5G AX. And what does all that mean? Well, this is one of their new routers that got 5 ports on it. One for your incoming Ethernet, 4 going back out, one having a 2.5 gigabit connection on it. Got a USB 3 port on it. More importantly, the reason why I've got this is this does LTE and 5G connectivity. So we're going to be using that as a backup. And it also is one of their newest brands, had that AX label on it, and the AX means it does the latest and greatest Wi-Fi 6 capabilities, which basically takes your 5 gigahertz and your 2.4 gigahertz and gives them some additional MIMO channels to be able to connect over and expand your data throughput. So right now, I think we got like a MIMO of 4 on the current 5 gigahertz and 2.4. Well, actually, you only get 2 channels on the 2.4, and you get 4 channels on the 5 gigahertz. This expands that a little bit more, gives you some more frequency ranges that allows your devices that do support the 80.11. I got that wrong, but anyway, it's the 11.AX Wi-Fi that they've come up with lately. There's also a 6A, which goes into some new frequency ranges, but that's not this here. But what we're doing here today is this device does have these 2 outer antennas on it, which are for your 2.4 and your 5 gigahertz connectivity. What I'm doing today is got to do more with the LTE and 5G capability. The location where I've installed this device, they're currently in a, pretty much it's a container that's been, converted into a temporary office building, and they've been in there for a few months while they're doing construction on their current office location. Actually, they're going to be in there for a few months. So anyway, I installed this, and inside that metal building, I was not getting the best of LTE or 5G signal. I did get an external antenna and connected it to these two connectors right, there's two SMA connectors right here, which gave me a little bit better connectivity, but not really what I was looking for. So inside this device, it actually has 6 internal antennas that it works off of, and then these two are external. And what I had done was got their behind me here. Okay. So anyway, they do have an external antenna that you can hook up to this guy that hooks up to the two SMA connectors there. This is the external antenna that I did purchase to go along with it, that I did put on the outside of the building, but still again wasn't getting the best of signal. It boosted it up a little bit, but I want to get some antennas on the outside of the building and also on the two primary antennas as well. This has these little SMA connectors on them that you know, we unscrew these two antennas and screw them on. So, but the issue is yeah, there's some additional antennas in here. This only gives us 2 of them, and I want to get the other 2 primary antennas on the outside of the building as well, so that I get the best signal possible. So what we're going to do to this guy today is we're going to open it up. I already had it open one time over at the customer location. Decided I would much rather do this at my office location, get it done here, because I just really didn't have all the tools and things I needed at the customer location to do it right. So decided I would bring it to the office, do it here, and thought, hey, well, this might make some content too. You know, it's not for everybody, but you know, it's for those who may want to do something like this in the future. So with that, we're going to crack this guy open. We're going to identify these 2 connectors and then the 2 connectors that go to the 2 primary antennas. We are going to install at least 2 of these guys. This is a little extender that goes, let's zoom. Okay. Oh, wrong one. There we go. All right, so what we have here is a little connector on this end, which connects to the circuit board. Let's see if I can focus on this guy. Okay. Kind of see the little connector there. Let me see if I can. There we go. This is a little connector that connects on the circuit board. On a little modem card that's inside there, there's an LTE 5G modem card. This end will connect to, and then we'll drill some holes in the case and pop this, connect it on the external side of the case. And then what I'll be able to do is take some additional antennas with this type of little SMA connector on it and screw them in to the other connectors that are. Let's tear into this guy. A little brutal process. God, I thought I was going to break it the first time I was opening it when I was over at the customer location. Trying to get in there and get things. Oh, look at that. Grab. right here. All right, here we go. So there's a screw right there that we got to take out. There's just one. The rest got to snap apart. Why I say it was kind of scary. I'm like, woo! Damn, am I going to break this case? Because, geez, I thought I was. Holy crud. Get that out of there. That we're out of there. Let's back this camera off a little bit so we can do what we're doing here. Yeah, I really don't like this lens that much, guy. That's all manual focus, so bear with me. Don't have the fancy dancy autofocus camera right here. This one was more for my zoom in close work. And I was running into a issue the other day with one that I have up higher, which was more of an overview camera. I have a USB 3 card in my machine over here. I run complete Linux, but I didn't realize in one of my last upgrades that the chipset that's on that USB expansion card I've got in this machine that is no longer being supported. So devices that I had plugged into there, I'm no longer working, and that was my overview camera. So I've got another one on the way, so I can get that working again. All right, with that, we're going to tear into this guy. Okay, so right here, I just went and got underneath the bottom of the case right here. First of all, you can hit it right there. Oh, camera. Okay, right in here. So right under the device, hit it right up under here. Boom. One side open here, opening up. Should really get one of those. So make a little neater. Oh, let's knock my headphone out. Can't hear anything at all. Oh, there we go. Boom. And boom, there we are. We're open. All right. So what this has in it is it's got a little NVMe expansion modem that plugs into the main circuit board here. So let's get focusing done here. Matter of fact, let me move these guys so that they're out of my way. Some tablets that I have sitting right here that I use things. Just taking up real space. Could be used. Let's get rid of those. I'm out of the way. Okay. Nice. Zoom back in on this thing. Alrighty, so over here on this side of the main board are your wrong thing. Turn the wrong thing. All right. These are the 2.5, 2.4, and 5 gigahertz antenna connections. They hook up to the main board. Ooh, there we go. Finally focusing on them. So, not really what we're focusing on today, but you can see that these guys both focus. All right. So if I trace these guys, we'll see that they go to these two antennas right here. So actually look right. Yeah, let's see. Get a better shot. Well, I take this one, take it. Definitely comes over to this connector. Actually these two right here go to this antenna. So these two, middle two, go to this antenna. The other two. And then we can see right in the middle of this board, two holes that pass through the middle of the board here, right here, and they line up and go to your two center antennas. And when we look here, we follow them back, get over here to the modem. So this is the modem card, which is a little daughter card on the board. This is made by a company called Clocktel. The actual modem card is. It's sold as the RM11L. You can see. Yeah, R11ML-RG502QEA by Mikrotik, because that's what they're labeling it when they put it in their devices. But it is that RG502QEA is a chipset that's made by a company called Quectel, Quectel, and I've got some documentation to bring up on that. We can see right here along the top row where the connectors are for our antennas. So we have a GSSN, GNSS here, an A7 right on that next little guy, right? 7, A6, and we can see that A6, A5 are these two. Pardon me. Sorry. We have A5 and A4 actually. A6 actually goes up here to, I think, this top antenna. So anyway, let's show you something here. I thought this was really cool when I first. You look at this little wire, right? It goes to A6. That A6 passes underneath these two guys. Right here. A6. Right here. This is the built-in antenna on the top. So actually, this top piece, the whole thing, this whole top piece is actually one of the antennas. This is one of the internal antennas right here. We turn and we look in here. This is another one of the internal antennas. Look over here. Here's another one of the internal antennas. These are all the LTE 5G antennas that are in this guy. And there's another one. Where is it? Oh, actually, this is an antenna. I forgot. This guy is a little here too. So this is for one of the. So it's got these two connectors connected to this guy, and it's actually two different antennas on this little plus looking circuit board. Yeah, we can see the LTE antenna right there on it. So yeah, this is one of the LTE antennas. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the two that are going to the outside. And then okay. So when we look, if we look at the circuit board here, then the one for the Quectel. Light's not going to be too much. Get the okay. So we have get better light up. Okay, a little more light on this object here. Okay. So as we say, we see A7, A6. So that's going to give us our A5 right there. And that's right next to this next one. Yep, that's your A4. Got A3, A2. Looks like I accidentally popped off A1. So I was messing with it, but that's okay. I'll get that guy back on there. And A0 right there. So A1 goes over to this antenna on the very side of the case over here. A0 comes right over here to this little antenna on the side of the case, inside of the case right here. But the ones I'm worried about are the ones that do the channel for the carrier that I'm connected to. Pardon me, I moved away from the microphone. So I'm worried about the channels that are for the carrier in my specific area. And we are connecting to T-Mobile in this case here. And T-Mobile in the area where I'm at uses for their 5G connectivity, which is what I've got a SIM card for. It was for a 5G unlimited data on this guy. Got a pretty good package for $50 a month, which I thought that was nice. It works on channel N41. And there's many places you can go to look up that kind of information. You go to cellmapper.com. That'll give you the cell towers in your area and what channels they operate on and things like that. And if you go to the carrier websites, and also you can also look it up on Google, what band your specific LTE 5G carrier uses, and you can find out what channels they're. And then based on that information, depends on which antennas I want to make. So the document from Quectel, there it is. That up over here. Ooh, with my Quectel. There you are. All right. So this is a documentation from the manufacturer. Part of the reason why I'm doing this is I want just to show people not to be afraid to attempt to do things. A lot of people just shut down when they think something's out of their wheelhouse, or I don't know how to do that, and I think that as humans we are much more capable than we give ourselves credit for. And with just a little bit of research, you can find out anything these days. You know, it's really an amazing time to be alive with the internet. Much technology as we have at our fingertips, and the forums you can go to, and or chats, or geez, there's just so many resources for us to get information that really it's like almost no reason why you can't do most things, and things that you think are out of your wheelhouse or out of your capability. So just with a little bit of searching, I did find this documentation from the manufacturer. I found out that the modem was a Quectel. And sometimes when you first look at the stuff, it might be like you're reading lines in mud or whatever. You don't understand, everything right away. Sometimes it takes us a few times to look at things to really start grasping what it is. And I have some future live streams and videos I'm going to do on that kind of stuff. Like just recently, I tackled the Internet Protocol version 6. I want to share some of that stuff and you know, help people not think it's as mysterious as it is, because you know, I tell you, I really didn't understand it up until recently. Okay, so this is quite a technical document here. It's more information than, you know, I mean, we're not going to go through this really, but there's a lot of information just on the chip itself and all of its capabilities and things like that. But we're more interested in is these kind of things right here, like, ooh, just went by and boom, right here. So this is just like a little mock-out design of the antennas. You know, see, we've got our 9 antennas, including the GNSS, but these are all of our antenna inputs for our LTE signal, or LTE and 5G signal coming in into the modem. Certain frequencies work at certain antennas here, so I already did, you know, go through the document and found, let's see, there's one good little bit of information here. Here's some of our pinout information of the device. So this covers a couple different of their LTE 5G modems. Ours in particular is that RG502Q-E. Want the UART stuff. We are going down a little bit further here. No, not the PCI interface. As I say, there's a lot of information on this little guy here. Here we are, right here. Okay. So here's our antenna interfaces for the RG, right here, 502Q-E. And as we can see, antenna 0 does do N41. And antenna 1 does N41. And then if we scroll down a little bit more, we can see, you know, where some of these do, like N79 and N78, 70, or yeah, 77 and 78. But there again, here's an N41, and here's an N41. So I know that these are the channels that my carrier is working off. That those are the signals I am interested in at my location. Of course, this thing covers lots of different channels. For the different carriers, because, you know, one might be using 77, another might be using 79 in the area, and it's just ways of them splitting the spectrum so that they're not interfering with each other. And so yes, I am now looking at getting these signals out of the building to the outside of the building so that we get a, and as you can see here, the EU has a few less antenna connections. So there's specific models for your different areas, regions as well, different countries. And then again, if I go down to one more section in this document right here, here again is the RG502QEA and the antenna information. And again, we can see that N41 boop, is transmit or receives our here on antenna 0, antenna 1, antenna 5, and antenna 6. And so it's kind of funny that I accidentally removed antenna 6 on the board a moment ago while I was messing with cables. And that's one of them that I actually want to connect to and get on the outside of this case here. I might have to remove this board. Really didn't want to from the device. So with those being said, now we've got 0, 1, 5, and 6 we want on the outside of this guy. And pointer I was over here, connectors. 0 goes to this top guy right here. So that's actually our top antenna that we want to use. 1 went to this top antenna right here. Okay. And then 5 and 6 were our other two. And I think one of these is on 5. I think it's this one. Is it? No, it's not. 2, 3. See, this also answers another question here of why my signal, why putting the external antenna on for me didn't help. If we look here right now, my external antennas are these two cables right here, these two that went through the circuit board, right to these antennas on the outside here. Antennas, right over. There's the two coming through the circuit board. So those are our antenna connections. And we can see that they're on 0, 2, and 3. And if we go back to that document, we can see that antenna 2 and 3, they didn't help me at all by putting an external antenna outside the building connected to these two antenna ports on this device because, well, those are, if we look over here, for 79, and we're in a much higher, the frequency range over here for the N79. So, yeah. So by default, this device, in my current area, me trying to hook up a external antenna to get a better connection to the 5G LTE carrier, being T-Mobile in my area, these two not going to. Oh, mouse, get over here. So yeah, these two are currently not going to do for me what I need at all. So we need to get them out there. And then we need to install these two onto two of the ports, and then I'm going to drill through two connectors to the outside of this case. By adding these little guys in. So we'll probably just bring them outside, the case over here and this side over here. So yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to pull this board out to get it out of my way, be able to do so. But hey, that's part of the fun here. No, not really. So let's zoom back out. Okay, so I need a A0, A1, an A2, and an A3. So I can mark these two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and label these antenna wires where they are currently connected, so that if I ever want to go back and move these back to where they were for whatever reason, and so we are going to two and two. This is quick. A2. A little more middle than I want it. So. Okay. This is A2. Okay. And we're going to make 1, 3. This one. Label this one so that if we ever, as I say, need to plug these back in for whatever reason, we go to another carrier that supports a different, yeah. So say they switch up carriers and they want to start doing 5G data with a different carrier. And now I need to go back, and hook up those guys. I can, or say I want to send it to, oh, say something happened. I need to ship it off to the main. Put those things back where they were. Wondering what the holes in the case are, but yeah, whatever. All right, so those are those two. Um, and I want 5 and 6. These two. What is this? 5 and 6. Okay, that was 6. Print A5 off. Print A6 off. All right. Her glasses really. Hey, it's a good thing I put my glasses on because I'm counting these backwards. I did those wrong. So these were actually 4 and 5. I put my glasses on sooner. Anyway, okay, so now I got to cut these off because those are incorrect now. I thought I could see those numbers good enough through the camera, but I was not seeing them good enough through the. Oh. Boom, boom. Okay, so let me tell you these correctly then. One that's popped off right now is A0. And A0, that is one of them I need to get to the outside anyway. So, all right, let's go back and zoom on this guy because I gave those to you incorrectly a little bit ago. Look at that, you can actually see it now. Go clear. Yeah. So, all right. So this is A0 where the connector's off. Right here. Underneath this little wire right there. So that's A0. This next one down is A1. I slide this guy over a little bit. Look down there. Just below the connector. Flip it up a little. Just right down in here. There it is. Now you can see it right there. I can't get to the camera angle. This is. There we go. A1. Oh. So yep, A0, A1. Now this is A2 here. Okay. On the A little bit there, right there. Okay, so you can see the A3 on next to the white one. A3. A 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there is no GNSS connector on this one. It was incorrect. I mean, we looked at this guy. If we look where the GNSS is labeled, we can see there's a pad there with no connector. Yeah, right there. You can see where there's a pad with no connector on it. Because this is a 7, 6, 4. Right in here, the screw is. See the silk screening for the A4 and the A5. Barely see it. A4. Okay. And I need 5 and 6, which is A5. One of them. So actually, one of the antennas was correct. So I was getting one. So my A5 was going to the outside. But the A6 was on an internal antenna. Okay. And then the 0 and the 1, the board over here, are these are external antennas. Okay. Well, back to labeling. So this is A5 right here. A4. Back to it. Yep, A4. Always check again. Always check. And I'm going to need A6, right? And this A6 is this one up here at the top right here. Right here. This is the A6 cable. Boop, 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 boop. Right here. One. A6. Wire. Over here. It loops around down in here. Right back down. Back in here. There we are. Where it loops around, comes in here and solders on to kind of built into this top plate right here. Kind of like a sticker antenna sticks on there. One there. One over here on this side. This side. Well, let's get that A6 labeled because we're going to take that A6 off from being that internal little antenna there and make it one of the external ports on one of our SMA connectors. And these things come off so easy. Was A6, A5. I want to label that. On. Okay, so that one was the A4. I don't need to touch A2 or A3. That's A2 and A3 right there. So those two I'm just going to leave right where they are. This one. No, that's not what I wanted. I need an extra A4. But bye-bye. A1. A0. Alright, so this is the A1 connector. And it's one of these two on the far left-hand side here. I'm not sure which one yet. But doesn't matter because we're going to label this guy anyway. If you ever have to pop it back on, we have the label there. Oh well, it's staying like that. It's not the neatest sticker job, but okay. It'll work for now. A1. There. It should be A0. Okay. Alrighty, so here's what we got so far. Yep, we got A0 marked. A1 marked. 6 marked. We are going to put something on A6. And I tape that guy off too. Let's get this antenna off. All right, I think I've labeled everything I really need to. 7 we're not going to worry about. That's its own little something something. That's for your, yeah, your N77 and 8s. Use that guy. 41 uses 5 and 6. Okay, so I think we've got labeled up here everything we need to label here for now. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an A5 label on the outside. Come on. Six, right? Because we're going to do a 5, a 6 on these two. Okay. Then we're going to have a 0. And an A1. Okay. To take care of the labels. Get the label. Disk. So A will be on the right. Going to all right, let's say label this one too, A6, right there. Got the outside labels for the center two done. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop up what's on A4 and move it to A6 because A4, come back over here, antenna 4 does us no good here. So antenna 4 right in here is not part of our N41 group of signals. Take care of. We have, so one of our back antennas was A4 that sticks out the back. We're going to move that to A6. A5 already comes. I'm going to move this one. Okay, so two. What's up here? Was on A4. Yes. Thumbnail up under it. Comes up nice and evenly. Come on. Not being the easiest come out. Tinier fingers. Wait, there we go. I think I'm right. There we go. Boom. So there was A4 where I just took it off of, and we're going to move over here to A6. Under this wire here, so looping around it. One on my headset. That's not good. Okay, there we go. And good view and me working hands. Yeah, under this one loop here. Put on it. Okay, here. I need more light on that. This one I'm trying to right here. Oh, let's do like so. I think he's trying to twist on me, making it harder to insert. I want these fairly straight before you try. Come on, stop twisting on me. Ugh, I can't keep a good hold on this coax. Twisting. Okay. Just keeps spinning on me. Making it really hard to connect. Aha, there we go. Okay. So that's now our A6. And run it through our little heatsink wire guide here. Thought that was quite interesting that they did this. Grooves in the heat sink. It's okay. Alrighty, so yeah, I think I need to move this board in order for me to drill a hole where I can install these connectors and still connect them. Gotta be over here on this side. Over here in the next. If we look right here, I don't have a lot of working. I have. Make move the board. I might be able to get in there. Drill and drill. But I want to get a good alignment. All right. Oh, nice to use security screws. Not just for, no, they are not. Those are okay. Well, let's see if we can do this in without pulling those out. Fine. That's okay. So I believe these require a 1/4-inch hole for row. 6 or 15/16. No, that's a little tight. 1/4-inch for sure. Oh, pardon me. What a pig. So we're going to want that guy. But I think we're going to start out with a much smaller drill. Okay. Okay, so down in this crack here, zoom out. All right, so my little pigtails put in. So these have the little tiny connector that goes onto the circuit board side here, and then they have the SMA connector here, which your coax cable leading to your antennas will connect to. This little guy I want to get out of the way since it wants to be loose for now. We'll just take 2 center antennas. Once we get over there, we're not going to be using these antennas anyway. We're going to be putting some on the building. So, okay. So, yes, here's our modem card from Quectel. And our closest area then to get out would be along the edge over here. Because, well, that space right down there in that space. We're going to go outside the case. One right here. One right here. Could even go down here and still get connected to. So pretty much anywhere, well, maybe not all the way at the bottom, but anywhere along this edge here. What I'm going to do is take this little tool I've got here spring-loaded little punch. I'm going to mark me a little spot to drill. I'll drill these out and connect it up. Alrighty, so where will I be happy with those? There. Better. Okay. So we're going to reach down in here. Got their under center. Good. The mark. That way our drill doesn't wander around. We're going to do the same thing down in here. Put ourselves one more down here. Okay. Out. Put a little bit in first. Self a nice little pilot hole going. Glasses. And we're going to move our little light over here so we can see what's going on. Kind of messed that one up a little bit. Wow. That was quite the little explosion. Good thing it's all just plastic. So our starters, our antennas. Yeah. Well, that's a dull 1/4 inch. Probably had it going through metal at one point in time on accident. Working. So we're just going to step it up then. So the drill doesn't have to do much work. Boom. Okay. Careful. Whew. Guess I could have tightened that in there better. Ouch. Ouch, that went a little warm from the friction drilling I just did. Step it up one more. At a dull 1/4 inch. Step it up again. Okay. Now we'll get our final. A little bit of a burr in the. So. That'll deburr the holes. Yeah, there we go. Nice. All right. Move out of the way. Last little bit of plastic off my mask. Get it out of here. Okay, so now these little guys. I still got a little bit of a burr in there. Yeah, there it goes. Alrighty. There we go. Pop this one in here. Ooh. Ooh. Nice. And on. On. Come on. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Connector. This one and do the same thing. Oh, that was great. Just pulled the headphones right out of my ears. Lovely. That's why I've got that headset I did a review on the other day, so I don't have this stupid nightmare. I don't like this headset cords. We will definitely be getting rid of that very, very soon with that headset that I did a review on. If you didn't see that, go check out my channel. I did a presentation on a A-Link BH72 headset that I really like. It's the second one I've got now, because one I've got paired with my desk phone and my cell phone I wanted to leave as just that. Because they do pair up to 8 devices. But only 2 are active at a time. And then the other reason I did it is because well, if you want to use it for live streaming and stuff, and I don't want to be interrupted with that headset if like a call comes in on my cell phone or anything. Somebody calling the fire department of a near city. That's so funny. I have a telephone number that is just the area code off from a fire department in an adjacent city. So people will often call this number, which has, the area code that I'm in, not the area code of that fire department. Thank God it's a non-emergency number for what's there. The fire department's non-emergency. At least I don't get emergency phone calls on it, even though there were some times where I was getting some emergency. Alrighty. So what I've done is I've set up an IVR on that phone number that if somebody actually ends up calling it, that I play a little message letting them know that they misdialed and that they need to dial the correct phone number, and then I also give them an option to press a digit, and I'll route that call through for them. And sometimes they do it. So good stuff. Alrighty, so there we are. We've got our two little antenna leads inside the cabinet now, and now we just got to hook them up to ports A0 and A1, because those were here. Oh, not that one. That's not what I want. There we go. As we see, N41, which is the 5G band that the carrier uses in this area that I'm going to hook up to. So we are then going to have 4 antenna ports hooked up to the sky externally, for antenna 0, antenna 1, antenna 5, and antenna 6. And as we see, I already got the number 5 and 6 connected through, utilizing the 2 antenna ports that were already connected to the back, but I only had one of those, so only 5 went out of this device for me previously. Now got 5 and 6 coming out the back of the middle two that the manufacturer supplied, so these two. So this was A4, which was not one of my signals. This was one of my signals. This was putting that one in an external antenna outside the building, and then this will be A0, will be A1, replacing these two internal antennas, A0. Pop A0 off there. Boom, boom. So these are those guys. You need to tape off the ends of these. So we'll get to here. Now what we're going to do is get those connected to those little ports on the boom back into the board. See? Oh, actually, I'm going to do those out separate. Opposite what I said. So since A0 is on the top here and A1's down here, my cords are looking nicer. My cords have to be in line. So the top one will be A0, and the bottom one will be A1, respectively. Outside. Go. This will go to 0. I think I want to do A1 first because I think that's going to. Oh, I should have left these connectors. No, I'm going to do that. I'm going to loosen these up again. So I'm going to loosen these so they spin. That way my cable isn't fighting me. Because those other ones were a little difficult as they were tight. So now this should spin for me. Allowing me to manipulate the cable a little easier. Okay, yeah, that was much nicer doing. Cool. Down here. One. Click. Still trying to twist on me a little bit. Makes the alignment a little difficult. Oh, there we go. Boom, on. Alrighty, so now we will take this one. Okay. Around a little bit more. Oh, that was so much nicer. I'm glad I loosened those connectors up on the outside before I got done here. Because, yeah, this makes it much easier to line these up. But otherwise, this little cable tries to twist in your finger. And it's really hard to keep control of. So, boom, there we go. A0, or A1 is now... No, A0 is now on. So, A1 first. A0 is on the top, A1's on the bottom. Boom, boom, boom. Get them so that when we close up the case, they aren't getting caught. And let's cut ourselves some little pieces of tape to cover up these bare metal ends, because I don't like to leave bare metal ends in around electric. Can tend to just cause you some problems. Tape here. And what I take off? 3 connectors, right? I got 3 to cover up. There's only one of my antennas for really getting put to the outside of the building. Okay, so oh, right, better. Yeah. That one. That was four. Okay. Oh, bare metal around the capes. Put these down out of the way. You out of the way. Put this guy out of the way. Down here. Cable down out of the wall right there. I'm close to where they went before. And so we have a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm really not worried about, so I'm just going to leave it open as it is now. I guess I could connect it to one of these other antennas in here, but it's nothing I need anyway. Antenna 4 was... Well, it is used a little bit in some of the LTE. Why don't I go ahead and put it on one that we get right up. That way it's connected. Okay, changing my mind on that one. Fine. Right, this one here. So what was A6, I'm going to put on the A4 connector because that does a lot of the same. A6, A4. When I look at that chart, yeah. So what? Go back to here. PDF. So I pulled off the one from A6 and made that an outside antenna. So that goes outside. DXR is outside. Yeah, because otherwise that was sitting on the antenna inside and it wasn't getting me any good. And as we see, we utilize most of the same stuff here and here. on 4 and 6. So I could just go ahead and flip antenna 6 up to 4, connect it to 4, and then we don't have considering doing. Back to our clip. Here, insert it. Boom. Okay, that's on there. So yeah, now we've got A4, 5 heading outside of the 2 connectors that the manufacturer provided. Those there. This guy. Now we have antenna 0 and 1 over here. Close this up. We don't pinch any of these. Boom, boom, boom. Trying to get these guys stuffed down in the case. Down in here so that when I put the case cover on, it's not. Trying to get the side so they're a little bit away from that other antenna running right next to it. Come on. Oh, there you didn't go. There we go. Okay, now we're in. And now we're going to flip this guy back over. Tighten these guys back up again. Connectors. Oh, come on. That's not helpful at all. There we go. All right. Let's tighten these guys back up. Socket on them. Some plastic in. Boom, boom. And as I said before, A0 is the top one, A1 is the bottom one. Oh, here's A1. A0 go. Dead. Boom, boom, there's our 2 new connectors. Yeah, I guess I didn't quite get them lined up as nicely as I'd like to. All right, what did I just say here? A0 is the top one. Here's what I said. A0 is the top one. One is right there. Get that straighter. Oh, yeah. A little crooked, but okay. Now they're labeled. Now I know what they are. Now I know what each antenna's for. Now all my signal ports on this modem card are going to be able to be routed to the outside of the building where I want to install the device. And I'll get good signal because as I said in the beginning of this film, what am I saying? this video here, where I installed this at. The customer's in a temporary metal building that's a little shipping container converted into an office, and it's kind of acting like a Faraday cage and eating up the LTE 5G signals that trying to utilize off this guy, because this router does LTE 5G as well as, you know, all your regular internet fun. So, you know, awesome. So there we are. We're done with that. Put this case back on. Yeah, so if you ever take one of these apart, you're going to feel like you're going to break it as you're pulling it apart. What I did find the secret is to definitely pull at this bottom first. Here, here. And that's going to get your first thing open here and here. As you can see on this side when I first tried to do it. Ah! Well, I just mouse clicked and lost my view. Okay, here. You can see I tore up the edge. But get this guy open the first time when I was over at the customer's location. Yeah, the trick is to get down here first, pry on this little corner down here, and then it'll just open up really. So, yep, that is kind of the trick on that guy. One screw hold this guy together. Besides all those little locks, but one little screw that goes right there. I pushed my little screwdriver to. So that being done now, I have a series of antennas I could now hook up to this guy when I get back over to the customer's location. The one I showed you earlier is from the same manufacturer, from Mikrotik. It's got a little bit higher dB signal on it. Got two little SMA connector cables that when they connect up under here, I just left them on that side. And then here, these two guys simply any of these. Put this guy on here. Or I could put it over here. And then I also some other antennas that have additional frequency ranges in them as well, but they are more geared towards what the for the signal range that this device uses. A whip antenna. It's got a nice little magnetic base that will go nicely on top of that building since it's metal. Clunk! And 10-foot cable on it. The antennas. 10-foot cable. And an SMA connector on the end. Be able to now our signal to the building. Yeah. Yeah. That's that fun. Didn't think I was going to have to do something like this when I first purchased the device, but not too surprised since it's a metal building. When I have it here at my home office, I get connected with really good signals to the LTE 5G carrier. And I didn't even need the external antennas at that point. When I get over there and get inside that building, yeah, the signals just go away. So there we are. So now we have A0, A1, A5, A6, which are... Mouse, where'd you go? Back to me, mouse, come back to me. Are the signals I need for the N41 5G signal. band that my LTE 5G carrier uses here. So it's been a 0, 1, 5, and 6. And now these will go to the external. So yeah, they have a primary internet service provider through the cable company, and that connects here. And then we're utilizing these antennas for the 5G carrier for backup data at this location. For any reason this primary route goes down, we automatically switch right over to the LTE connection, and the customer can stay live. They have gone to more of a online. Well, no, actually, that's my next customer. I'm going to do one. So I have another customer all lined up to throw these in for them. Have gone to all hosted desktop in the cloud, and they really need this capability because of their hosted desktop. Where this one's installed at, I actually have IP phones out there at this station, and I've had the internet provider go down several times. We had a DSL connection in over there, but shit, I can get faster speeds through this than I can through the DSL, which was a bonded DSL, two DSL connections bonded together for faster throughput. This blows that away every day. And the fact that this has got the Wi-Fi 6 capabilities of additional MIMO channels is a really nice thing too. Does WPA3 encryption on your Wi-Fi. So it's a really nice device. As I say, it is a $600 device. They have a couple other of these Chateaus, which are not the AX models, so they don't have the Wi-Fi 6 in them, but they do have the LTE modem in them. This particular modem that's in this one, that RG502, yeah, that RG502, the one that I was just referencing to here, the device that, yeah, this is a 5G radio in this one. Other Chateaus that they have LTE radios in them, but this one has the LTE, the 5G radio and the Wi-Fi 6 capability. The other ones that are a little bit cheaper in the Chateau range, they don't have. They have the LTE connectivity. They don't have the 5G. And then it's a little bit less of speed on the modems that don't use the RG5. Anyway, that's all for this fun little venture here. I have coming up a network switch that I've got some work to do on. It's just a Netgear, noisy, dead fan, one noisy fan. Just something I picked up along the way as I was doing work, and I never, it was something actually I replaced somewhere along. The customer didn't want it because a nice PoE 24 port switch. So the only reason why they didn't want it was noisy. So I've ordered some fans for it, and we're gonna tear that guy open and replace the fans and do it live. And then I've got some other do it lives coming up as well. Thanks for joining.